thing about it, it's moving along a trajectory that is very special. This trajectory was designed by some extraterrestrial intelligence. As a scientist, I'm guided by evidence, not by opinions of my colleagues.
December 19th, 2025, every telescope on Earth goes blind. And now Avi Loeb's team has revealed that this object isn't behaving like any comet we've ever seen. Its glow appears to be powered from within, as if it has its own energy source. That discovery has scientists asking a chilling question. 3I/ATLAS alien tech? That's the question astronomers are quietly asking as they watch this interstellar visitor break nearly every rule comets are supposed to follow. This isn't just another space rock. What we're looking at might be one of the strangest things we've ever seen drifting through the solar system. For months, scientists have been tracking a mysterious visitor, and what they've just discovered has even seasoned astronomers unsettled. Avi Loeb? Yes, that Avi Loeb has just released new data. And if he's right, this object could rewrite everything we thought we knew about our place in the cosmos. It started when survey telescopes picked up a faint object moving faster than most comets. Once its orbit was calculated, astronomers realized this was no ordinary traveler. It wasn't bound to the sun at all. This was something from deep space, an interstellar interloper, only the third of its kind ever spotted by humanity. The excitement was immediate. Rare visitors like this are a window into material from beyond our solar neighborhood. But that excitement didn't last long. It quickly turned into something closer to worry.
With us, just finished your latest essay. 3 hours ago, I gotta just jump in. Possible size of this thing, 20 to 40 kilometer diameter. That's massive. That is bigger than maybe like San Francisco or something.
The first red flag came from its brightness. Instead of following the smooth, predictable pattern of a normal comet, its glow kept flickering. It would dim, then brighten again, almost like a pulse. And when astronomers measured its path precisely, they noticed a very slight but steady push, as if some invisible hand was nudging it forward. Normally, this happens when sunlight boils off ice from a comet's surface, but this one didn't behave that way. The acceleration was too smooth, too deliberate, almost as if it was being steered. That's when Avi Loeb stepped in. Loeb has built his career by challenging conventional thinking. He's the scientist who once suggested that Oumuamua, another interstellar visitor, might have been alien technology. At first, most of the scientific community dismissed that idea. But over time, many admitted his questions deserved to be taken seriously. Now, with 3I/ATLAS, Loeb is back, and he says this object checks far too many strange boxes to ignore. As more data arrived, the mystery deepened. High-powered telescopes like Hubble got a closer look, and what they saw didn't resemble a typical comet at all. Instead of a hazy glow that faded softly outward, the light around the object looked crisp, almost as if it was shining from the inside out. Imagine a tiny lantern hanging in the darkness of space, radiating light evenly in every direction. That's what 3I/ATLAS looked like. It didn't just reflect sunlight, it looked controlled. Then came the bombshell: energy measurements. To stay that bright while so far from the sun, the object would need to generate a constant stream of power on the order of several nuclear power plants running at full capacity. Natural comets just don't do that. Their activity rises and falls with sunlight. But 3I/ATLAS seemed to have its own internal power source, something that didn't care how far it was from the sun.
It's twice as big as Manhattan Island, maybe a dense cloud of dust. Dust being pushed back behind the object.
And its path through the solar system made things even stranger. Instead of tumbling along a random trajectory, 3I/ATLAS was on what looked like a guided tour of the inner planets. Mars, Venus, Earth, Jupiter. It would pass near all of them in a series of close encounters so precise that the odds of it happening by accident are almost zero. It was like watching a cosmic road trip that had been carefully planned long before it even entered our neighborhood. And then came the discovery that made scientists sit up straight. When astronomers projected its orbit forward, they realized that on December 19th, 2025, at its closest approach to Earth, 3I/ATLAS will slip behind the sun from our point of view. For several critical weeks, we won't be able to see it at all. Our best instruments will be blind, exactly when we'd want to be watching it most. To some researchers, that timing feels too perfect, as though whatever this object is, it doesn't want to be seen when it's closest. But the strangeness didn't stop there. Spectral readings, the chemical fingerprints of the gas cloud surrounding the object showed that its coma was loaded with carbon dioxide, but contained almost no water vapor. That's bizarre. Water is usually the main driver of comet activity, the fuel for those long streaming tails we see as they near the sun. The complete absence of water made 3I/ATLAS almost unique. Some scientists think it might have formed in a part of the galaxy where water is extremely rare. Others whisper a wilder possibility that what we're seeing isn't ice evaporating at all, but exhaust, the byproduct of some kind of propulsion system. The fact that its chemical signature doesn't match anything we've seen before only deepens the mystery. Put all of this together, and a very strange picture emerges. If the light really is coming from within, the object might be much smaller than we first thought, only the size of a football field. That would make it easier to maneuver, easier to accelerate, and if it really is artificial, it fits the profile of a probe rather than a mountain-sized chunk of ice. Suddenly, we're not just talking about a natural wanderer. We might be looking at something that was built, not born. This is why Avi Loeb's latest paper is causing such a stir. He isn't saying with absolute certainty that it's alien technology, but he's laying out the evidence that suggests it could be. A steady internal power source, an unlikely trajectory, a chemical signature that defies expectations, and a conveniently timed disappearance behind the sun. Each of these on their own would be unusual. Together, they're almost impossible to dismiss. Of course, many scientists still lean toward natural explanations. They argue that just because something is rare doesn't mean it's artificial, and that we've only seen 3 interstellar visitors so far, our sample size is tiny. Maybe this is just what interstellar comets are like: unpredictable, exotic, surprising. But even the skeptics admit that 3I/AATLAS is pushing the limits of what they thought was possible. And here's the unsettling part. If it is artificial, we have no idea why it's here. Is it just observing? Mapping our solar system? Scouting? The possibilities range from harmless to terrifying. It doesn't need to do anything hostile. Just existing would be enough to prove we are not alone, and that someone, somewhere, deliberately sent this thing on a journey that brought it right past Earth. As December draws near, scientists are racing to collect every last bit of data before 3I/ATLAS vanishes behind the sun. Once it's out of view, we won't get another chance to study it closely. This is a one-shot opportunity to figure out what we're really dealing with. And that's why Avi Loeb's warning feels so urgent, because if this is more than just a comet, we might be living through one of the most important moments in human history and not even know it. So, what do you think is 3I/ATLAS, just a strange comet, or the first undeniable sign we are not alone? Whatever it is, one thing's certain: after this visitor passes, we'll never look at the night sky the same way again.